Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Decaff with our third elevation grid tutorial today in Scenery Editor. Today we're going to talk about how to make elevation grid buildings. So by now you've had some practice with your elevation grids, you've gotten good at selecting the different nodes and faces and things like that. So I want to show you how to make some of the simplest elevation grid buildings possible. So right here in the shadow of our pink mountain range, we have our elevation grid building. And notice we have some nice vertical walls here. They're all black from our view right now, but if we actually went to go fly this, they would be a much different color. So what I'm going to do is show you exactly how you can go ahead and make one of these guys. You can use them to really reduce the lag on your map. Instead of placing ground objects, you go ahead and place an elevation grid building, same function, a little bit less detail involved, but much faster flights. Less lag, a lot less chance for shaking on larger maps. So let's jump right into this. What we're going to do is insert an elevation grid. Kind of seems like that would be the way to go. So what we're going to do is just insert, oops, got to hit return, our 3 points. It can be in any order that you want. Let's make a really big one here. And what you notice here, it's kind of hard to see, but I have two grids here. I have one on the left and one on the right. And you can see that this is reflected over here. Now if I change this to 2, and I change this guy to 1, now we have one up top and we have one down the bottom. But just to make things interesting, let's go with 2. This is going to be a little bit more complicated, a little bit more time involved in this, but I'll show you how we can deal with this. So insert our elevation grid, and it is our nice lovely shade of pink. So what we're going to do is we need to elevate this entire thing to the base elevation of our lowest point of the roof. So what I mean by that is if we see our example piece over here, all 4 corners of our elevation grid, the pink part, is elevated up, in this case about 20 meters. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to make this go up. So what we're going to do is select all of our faces, because selecting all the points would be a bit of a pain. We're going to go to Object, Elevation Grid, Move Selected Faces, and we're going to bump this up to, oh, let's make this really obvious. Let's put this at 100. Hit Set. And there we see them all going up. And now it looks like our elevation grid just went up. But one key thing to note here is that our base outline is still on the ground. This is very important. You do not want to use the Edit Move command to move your elevation grid up. You want to physically change the elevation of the different surfaces in your elevation grid. We're going to insert the walls later, but right now we just want to get the roof all set. So this would be the absolute simplest part. We just have a flat roof. But let's make this a little bit more interesting. Let's make the roof peak a bit. And let's only have it peak on this side. So we're going to go and move these guys, move the nodes. And let's just drag this up. Make it look kind of interesting. And accept that. So now we have a flat shell of a roof. Now one thing to notice is that we have a flat section over here, but over here it jumps right down to the corner. So this is sort of an unavoidable piece of using elevation grids. They do have that limitation built in where if we look at the top, they're all oriented the exact same way with the grids and the faces. But you can cut and paste, do different things. I'll let you experiment with that because that's how you're going to really learn. So now what we need to do is insert the walls. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our elevation grid selected. We're going to go Object, Elevation Grid, so Show/Hide Wall. Click on that, and what we can do now is select all 4 of our walls. Now I know it's labeled 0 through 3. I'm not exactly sure of which one is which, but since we're just making an elevation grid building, we can just have them all be the same color. And we can all have them shown. So we can go ahead and select our various colors here. Doesn't have to be anything specific. And we hit OK. Now if we look at this, we notice that we can see a bunch of different colors. Now these do not look like the colors we selected. They're very, very muted, dull colors, not like the vibrant greens and blues and reds that I had selected. This is because we are viewing it in Scenery Editor. If we were going to go ahead and load this map up in YSFlight, trust me, those faces would be very, very funky looking colors. So now we have our elevation grid building all done. We can export it and import it and spread it around the map. I hope you had a fun time with this video. You will definitely have some fun making elevation grid buildings. If you have any questions or comments about that, go ahead and throw them in the comment section down below. I'll do my best to respond to you very quickly.